What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to G-Ball Vision. Today I have for you guys another exciting unboxing to dig into. Before we do, make sure you are subscribed to the channel down below. I would love to have you here. And before you head out, hit that thumbs up button for me. Greatly appreciate it. Really helps these videos get circulated. So, we have a Miguron here to take a look at, and I did take it out of the mailer because there was some other items in that mailer. But as you can see, I have not been into this guy, if that matters to you. But you can see there, haven't been into it. We have the prototypical affordable box from Miguron here. QC checked on both sides. They have stickers on both sides. This is potentially going to be one of the best affordable EDC knives that you can get on the market, period. I'm going to call it right now. This is probably going to be just absolutely incredible. So what we have, guys, is the affordable version of the Miguron Pagos here. They did the Pagos 2 last year in a very premium finish with titanium and M390, I believe it was. Now, right now, guys, I went out and bought this. Right now, you can pick this knife up for about $40, which is absolutely insane. Once we get into this, it's going to be, if you like the aesthetic and the opening options, this thing is going to be a winner for you. So they have a couple different versions of this, and they all come in at 40 from what I could see. So we're going to be getting right off the rip 14C 28N for the steel there. This one has a stonewash blade, and that's why I opted for this exact one. They didn't have any with a satin finish, and I didn't want to go with one that had a coating on this one, on this particular knife. So I figured the stonewash would be absolutely perfect. We have a nice straight back drop point style of blade. It's pretty much perfectly straight almost. So basically just a straight back. Then we have a nice long edge, long straight edge here that goes into a nice wide belly. And then you still have some semblance of a pokey tip there. We have a fuller, which I believe that'll mainly be for aesthetic. I don't see really fitting in there on any side. But we do have dual thumb studs, which they do their thumb studs very well. And then we have this nice minimal front flipper here. The jimping goes up and over the corner there, which is a nice touch. The detent on this is very nice. Yeah, nice and solid on the thumb. Reverse flick, nice. And then the front flipper, nice. Very well done from Miguron. We have G10, that is nicely finished. Clean show side blade. You just have the little logo on the pivot there, which Miguron does very well. We do have satin finished liners. We have internal milling on the show side there for weight relief. A little bit of milling on the lock side as well. We do have a G10 backspacer, and we have a milled titanium clip. This thing is beautiful. I love that they kept the collar for the pivot the same color. I don't mind an anodized collar once in a while, but there are definitely times that call for just keeping it plain Jane, keeping it clean. And then they went with this, it's kind of like is it a bead blast? I don't know. It's kind of like a bead blast titanium clip there. This is a great size, guys. Now, it's not a massive knife by any means, but as far as like a day-to-day EDC knife, this thing is going to fit the bill very well. Nicely centered, lockup, sitting pretty early, about 15 to 20%. There's no movement in that blade whatsoever. There's no lock rock, no play side to side, up or down. We have great access. They chamfer out the show side very nicely. give you a nice chamfer on that liner. This is absolutely, when I saw this was on sale, now this is on sale, but I believe it's been on sale for a little while. I think because we're in a new year, these did come out at the end of 2023 or somewhere in that ballpark. And I think they were like 50 to 60 bucks, which is still awesome. An awesome deal for these materials. But going down to the $40 price point for this knife just absolutely throws it over anything that I could come up with in this price range, considering you're getting Miguron's build quality, and you know they do their 14C well. You get a milled titanium clip. You get multiple deployments with the dual thumb studs and the front flipper tab. It's an exceptional deal. And these affordable models are a little bit, I don't want to say they're more substantial than certain knives, than some knives. They have nice thick liners, nice thick slabs of G10. They just feel substantial. And in my opinion, I think that, not every knife has to be 2 ounces or 3 ounces. And, I don't know what this one weighs offhand, but it's probably a little heavier than what you would think. So about 3.6, 3.7, which is not bad. It actually feels like you have something substantial in hand, which I really appreciate that. Let's see what it looks like in the pocket. It'll be prototypical milled titanium clip, or any milled clip for that matter. You'll have that little bit poking out due to the way it's designed. That's just how they are done. The only way to go around that, and you would still have a post that comes from the scale, even if you did one screw and it was through the actual handle itself, a hidden screw, you would still have a post and there would still be a certain amount sticking out. So no matter which way you do it, there's still going to be a little bit poking out, which in my opinion, you're taking aesthetic, over the function, and that's what a lot of people would choose. I choose this most times, but it's still a perfectly functional clip. It's going to be great for an EDC knife. I think this would be a fantastic option in a plethora of different rolls. So let's see what kind of edge comes on this guy here. Usually Miguron, in my experience, and guys, I have a lot of Migurons, from their $40 models to the $50, $60 models, all the way up to, their most expensive offerings from Miguron and AM8. I have quite a few. And from 2022 until now, they were really good in 2022, especially for the money. But they have basically kept that same lower price and continued to refine and get better quality, get better fit and finish. And when fit and finish kind of gets passed by or glossed over, like, yeah, it has good fit and finish, or it doesn't, or whatever. But the fit and the finish plays a huge role in ergonomics and the function of the knife. If you have sharp edges here or whatever it might be, then that means the finishing work, is not that great. So to have a nicely fit, nicely finished knife, everything is softened where it can be, all that sort of stuff comes into play and makes a huge difference in the functionality of the knife, whether it's in ergonomics, whether it's in the deployment department. You don't want something that, hurts or doesn't, satisfy when you are opening up your knife. That's just not a plausible thing. You want something that's comfortable, easy to deploy, something that, comes out with some authority. And this is going to be a game changer, you know, and Miguron has a lot of those in the $40 to $60 range, 40 to 55. And if you can get these on White Mountain Knives, you can use my 10% off code. I'm not sure what that takes those down to, but on Amazon right now, as of recording this, if I remember, I'll link them down below in the description there. But these are coming in at $40, guys. If you're looking to get, you know, a well-built knife, if you're just looking to scratch the itch even and get yourself a new knife, but you want something that's fairly inexpensive, but's going to have, you know, high quality to it, a high function to it, you're going to be hard pressed to beat this thing. 14C, stone washed, multi-deploying options, great access to the liner, easy to disengage, nicely finished G10, not much hardware, very clean looking design. A lefty can switch the clip over and carry it lefty. A milled tie clip for $40. It's it's hard to even wrap my head around that we're able, you know, I've been into knives for a long, long time, and I've been into knives heavily for quite a long time. And these days, to get something like this at $40 is just absolutely insane. This would not be and could not be possible even like a couple years ago, let alone 10, 15 years ago. Something of this quality at $40, that is unheard of. Even like back in, say, 2010, even an $80 to $100 knife could be very gritty, hard to open. You know, it'd get stuck right here. You'd have to open it up like that. You know, it wasn't the most comfortable thing. You sure as hell wasn't getting a titanium clip. It was a cheap steel clip that wasn't designed well, wasn't done well, complete afterthought. Might not have been able to get into, disengage it very easily. You know, as far as we have come is just absolutely incredible. And Miguron is at the literal cutting edge of, they are literally breaking the barriers of some of this stuff. To get these materials at that $40 to $50 price point, it's just incredible. Now they're doing satin finishes, they're doing gray DLC, black DLC, they're doing micartas, they're doing G10s, keeping the milled clips and keeping the price under $60. And that's their new models. You know, they're doing satin, micarta, milled clip for under $60, and they're done very well. It's just very, very good to see. Very nice to see. Good sharpening choil there. Couldn't ask for much, you know, better than that, especially in a $40 knife. This thing is just, I knew it would be good because I have the premium one, but for $40, you're almost insane not to give one of these a look, or at least one of the Migurons in, you know, that $40 to $60 range. I can name a plethora of knives in that ballpark that are all fantastic. The Valonas, the two different Valona sizes. You have the Moyero crossbar lock. You have the Curex, the affordable Curex. I don't know if I said the Acri. The Acri is one of them. The Tacog. This guy here, the Pagos. They just have an awesome line of affordable knives, and there's even some other ones that come in under $40, but they're not in 14C, and you're not getting the milled clip. So I would stick with like the $40 to $50 range with Miguron, and you're going to be getting a hell of a deal, in my opinion, because Civivi's not doing this, Kubey's not doing this. They're close. Kubey's close. Kaiser's not doing this. Concept's not doing this. Very few companies are giving you 14C and a titanium milled clip. Now, do I think we will see that progression of these companies who start to include a milled clip here. I think we're going to start seeing it, but it's going to be at a little bit higher price tag. Civivi will do 14C, give you aluminum micarta G10, and then they give you a steel rollover clip, and that knife is still going to be $60 to $80, if not more. So you're getting more here, in my opinion, of course. And with the transfer to satin and micarta, that's just a whole nother set of options that really just starts to separate Miguron from some of these other companies. Now, there are some that are gaining. Kubey does very well with the 14C and different micartas and G10s. If they would add in that milled clip option, that would be, I think we're going to start seeing it. We're going to start seeing it from these companies. My guess maybe would be that like CJRB starts doing it, and then I think that's just a guess, but I think we're going to start seeing some of these companies start offering a milled clip option and keeping the price lower. And I think within the next year or so, year and a half, we're going to have a lot of options in the $40 to $60, $40 to $70 range that are coming with milled clips that have a great steel like 14C, 154. I wouldn't be surprised if S30V starts coming down in price as these other steels come up. I would love to see S30V. Could you imagine S30V for $50-$60 with a tie clip? I mean, that would be, we're going to get there eventually. It's just a matter of time. But off first impressions, which is prototypical for Miguron, solid build, solid materials, price point, great ergonomics. This is going to be a fine knife, especially at $40. We'll do a overview and comparison with the premium version just to go over some of the subtle differences of the two. And let me know what you think down in the comments. I love hearing from you guys, especially on these newer knives. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button before you head out. And if you're new here or you've been here before and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button down below the video. I would love to have you here. Otherwise, guys, I will catch you on the next one.